Lovely to meet everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. Welcome to the keynote. I am Kim Lawrie. I am the Global Group Head of Technology at the Beyond Collective. It's an agency group. It's actually the UK's largest independent ad and media agency group. For the past 6 years, I was head of creative and emerging technology at Engine, which became House 337, part of the Next 15 group. I have overseen innovation across everyone from, I think it was Barclays, Santander, Disney, Apple, Jägermeister and Red Bull, who we had in the office at the same time. You can imagine we had great perks, great office drinks, and I still can't drink either of those. 10 years ago, I started my journey with AI. It was working with Disney out in Burbank in California. It looked very different to what it looks like now, but it was the first view of kind of vision-based AI, and I think that just blew me away. It was extraordinary, and I thought, wow, this is really the future. And I've been working with AI ever since. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about my views on what happened with AI, what happened with the big launch and why it didn't seem to deliver what everyone thought it would, and a little bit of an honesty check about where we are right now as an industry. And then taking sort of a more optimistic or realistic, I suppose, a little bit of both look at where I think AI is going to go and what is coming down the hill, rapidly gaining speed, and how we as an industry, how we as businesses, how we as organization leaders can position ourselves and our thinking in order to be ready to create competitive advantage for it when it happens. So for the past few years, ever since the amazing launch of ChatGPT in November, long time ago, a couple of years ago, this is the question that clients have been putting across my desk over and over and over again. It is, what should we be doing in AI? What are other people doing in AI, etc., etc. So you start with everybody gets really excited and there's this huge amount of hype, and then everyone adopts it, and this is exactly what happened with AI. It was going to change the world. It was going to be, full of these incredible inflated promises. Everyone was going to be out of a job in a year. Everyone was going to be farming in their back garden and turning into carpenters. Everyone was so afraid to be left behind when everybody else was doing AI that nobody really stopped and had a look at this $3 trillion question and said, actually, what is this the solution to? What problems are we fixing with AI? Is this fundamentally a way for shareholders to generate profit, or is there actually a valid problem that this is solving? And I think because so many people jumped onto the AI bandwagon, not understanding that the technology really realistically wasn't there yet, that there were great issues around scale, there were issues around implementation, and there weren't the reality, checks being put in place. It wasn't a realistic expectation of what could happen. We started to slide into this trough. It is, we realized that it wasn't ready, it didn't have the capabilities. It's this trough where we understood almost what it was, but not so much what to use it for. And the trough of the old thing where with bigger opportunities come bigger challenges. So Gartner predicts that majority of 2025 is going to encompass this sliding into this trough of disillusionment. Not many people are talking about it, but there was a PwC study that was released a few weeks ago that said actually of the 80% of companies in the world who in some way trialed AI, only 30% say they saw any kind of meaningful benefit from the use of AI. And in fact, 44% said that actually they had a negative effect from using AI. So why? What the hell happened? Lots of reasons, and these won't be new to anyone, but I'll smash through them. Inaccuracies of output. You could put in a couple of different things and you get a couple of different things out. There was no way to keyframe things in a consistent way. Cybersecurity issues, I think we all remember that Samsung leaked all of its data to Microsoft accidentally when people put things into ChatGPT. There are holes left, right, and center, and models are famously slightly iffy about who and what they supply for retraining. Ethics concerns around stolen and biased data, and realistically, who owns the IP from anything you generate? You know, what happens when things are retroactively sourced back to scrape data and companies are suddenly on the hook for a lot of money because they used AI outcomes in sellable materials? There's failure to scale. AI is a massively complex, expensive, costly, world-heating thing, you know, and you have a huge black box effect where people just don't understand it. They don't understand what it does or how to use it properly, and difficulty of use. So prompt engineering happened. It launched as a new role in 2022, basically, and it became, by 2023, it was one of the world's highest paid and fastest growing positions in the tech world. But it's almost obsolete now. Things are changing, conventions of use are changing, but it does explain why we had to literally create a whole new role in a workforce just to be able to wrangle AI to do a fraction of what we were hoping it could do. That is the thing. AI is evolving, and it's evolving incredibly fast, and it's evolving to great monetary extent. In fact, $1 in $4 in the US in investment markets is spent in AI. So the question is, in this Gartner hype cycle, we hit the trough, but then we start to think about climbing out of the slope and understanding that there are more realistic expectations. We're starting to learn what's happening with AI. We're starting to learn how to use it. The tech is starting to line up. The conventions are getting stronger. Things are getting more secure. The ethics guidelines are getting out there. Regulation and policy are catching up. What is going to come next? You know, and is this going to be the wave that is the game changer that just completely actually fulfills on those original promises, right? So what is coming next? I can't tell you everything. No way, no one can. But I can tell you just a couple of things that I am really excited about. One of these is AGI, and I don't care if you do know what that means. I don't care if you don't want to know what that means. I don't think anyone realizes how big of a deal this is. So I'm going to say it again in really big letters. AGI. This is, this is artificial general intelligence. This is the hypothetical existence of an AI that can do anything. So for instance, ages ago, we had this incredible time when AlphaGo, which was an AI trained on playing the game Go, could beat anyone, beat any human being in Go, but it can't translate a document, right? And we've got Midjourney, which is amazing. It's trained on images, though, not text. You know, and having said that, it is rapidly getting better. But the thing is, artificial general intelligence throws everything out of the, throws the babies, all of the babies in the entire family out of the bathwater, because what it does is treat AI, which is usually incredibly narrow focused, it treats it as a set of tools that can perform any task, no matter what. And you have this intelligence that switches between task fulfillment, but it means you've effectively got a penknife of functionality, right? You've got an incredible amount of capability. Imagine AI embedded in so much more than just the limited way we see it now. It's not your Frankenstack of different forms of AI. It is a complete total business intelligence tool, for instance. Like, think entire business processes taken care of from start to finish, not just individual tasks. You know, we're calling it XaaS, which is everything as a service. Generative video continues to push forward. It's, you know, long been something that's slightly lagged behind, but the new models are getting extraordinarily good. And we are somehow able to now change static touch points with a brand into moments, moving moments. Brand interactions are becoming live. So for instance, this is just my image put through Runway with a simple prompt. It's a still and a prompt. And imagine what Runway could do this time next year. It's absolutely extraordinary. And there's so much more coming. I mean, I have to be quite quick, but we've got voice agents, we've got a chat GPT that you can just talk to anywhere. Phones have AI readiness. New models are coming out all the time. AI can be embedded into your screen. You can have chat GPT literally watching what you're doing through your screen and ready to help you. You can have active modeling, which is in-flight adjustments to processes as you're developing a project, responding to real life launch data. Lifetime value planning, it's planning a consumer's lifetime of interactions with you and your products. And there's so much more. I mean, hopefully you'll see this next wave is coming, right?
Yeah.
And I may look back on this deck in a year and think, look, I just scratched the surface. So hopefully, though, it's given you a view of there's so much more just on the cusp. So what's the takeaway quickly? The greatest danger in great times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with yesterday's logic. We have to change our approach to this change. It is becoming flexible in your approach to how your business runs, so you can become agnostic towards the future but ready to respond when it happens. Don't underestimate it. It is coming. You need to adopt a mindset of constant change and organizational buy-in to become a hybrid AI and human company. It is becoming truly agile, pairing your people with AI, retraining, getting ready to pivot. So there's a kind of question that when it comes around, what would you do with something that can do anything? This AGI, what would you do? We don't know. We can't guesstimate. But when it happens, we will be ready. And that's all that really matters. So go out there, embrace change, make AI work for you. And thank you so much for coming to this little keynote talk. I am always available for